Hello, thank you for joining me today for a brief history of the Center for Social Concern. My name is Daisy Mitchell. I work at the Center for Social Concern as our community data specialist. What brought us here today is as part of Johns Hopkins University's sesquicentennial celebration, the Center for Social Concern has been reflecting upon our contribution to the university, the students past and present, and our community partners. The Center for Social Concern serves as a connector between Hopkins students and community organizations to foster a lifelong commitment to active citizenship through civic engagement and community engagement. We do this through education, encouraging action, whether that's advocacy or volunteering, and facilitating reflection when participating in community-focused programming in Baltimore. The CSC's goal is to inspire students to become active citizens within a pluralistic democracy. I'm very excited to share that we have been working collaboratively with the Sheridan libraries and the Hopkins Retrospective team on an exhibit highlighting the ways in which our students have participated as active citizens and residents in Baltimore from our earliest program to today. This has been made possible with the generous support of the sesquicentennial team at Johns Hopkins University, which made it possible for us to have a student curator. So our earliest program dates back to 1958 when Reverend Chester Wickwire created a tutoring program focused on providing educational support to Baltimore City students and families in their homes during a time in which Baltimore City schools were deeply segregated. This is some of the material from earliest brochures from our tutorial project, and the tutorial project runs today through Levering Hall. They provide reading support as well as math support and many different forms of tutoring programs. During the 50s and 60s, Levering Hall sort of served as an incubator for social change and action programs through the University Chaplain's office under the leadership of Reverend Chester Wickwire. What is now home to the tutorial project on the second floor of Levering Hall, it was once a coffee house and jazz club that hosted musicians and activists that ranged from Joan Baez to Duke Ellington and to Bernard Rustin. This is a original recording from a folk concert that was hosted up at Levering Hall, which was known as Chester's Place, which was a coffee house and a place for advocacy to bring student advocacy groups together, including the Congress for Racial Equality, the Civic Interest Group, and anti-war advocates. Hopkins students who were part of the Congress for Racial Equality organized alongside Morgan State University students to address racial inequality and segregation through sit-ins in Baltimore City, including the 1963 sit-in at the North One Theater. In 1968, following the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King, the University Chaplain's Office launched an initiative called the Baltimore Free University. Inspired by many freedom schools at that time, it provided free and or low-cost ways to bring the community together through community members, students, faculty, and staff in a range of subjects from political education to vocational skills. This program was ran from 1968 to 1982, when it was temporarily phased out and then returned by the Center for Social Concern in 2002, later housed out of one of our community partners, the Village Learning Place. Moving forward to 1984, Reverend Chester Wickwire ended his tenure at the University Chaplain's Office, but the spirit of social change and action continued today through projects like the Tutorial Project, as well as many service-oriented student groups that are still active today. Flash forward to the 90s. In 1992, the University Dean's Office prioritized the importance of volunteerism and community service by establishing the Office of Volunteer Services. Many of our mission-focused, student-led organizations were created during this time, including Salud and Circle K. This material here is a set of scrapbooks from the 1990s highlighting the contributions of Circle K, from community cleanups to toy drives and all sorts of different forms of service. Additionally, CSC would work alongside local Baltimore residents to address issues related to education and conflict resolution and mediation. In 1995, the Safe and Smart Center opened along Greenmount Avenue, providing workshops related to community mediation, as well as GED prep courses and computer education. This would later become the Baltimore Mediation Center. This right here is a photograph of a mural that was commissioned for the Baltimore Community Mediation Center, highlighting some of the civil rights icons of the day. So this serves as sort of the foundation of CSC's values and how we do our work today. From our rich legacy in Lavering Hall, we are now in a new home along Charles Street with a lovely red door in the spirit of connecting students and community members. Our executive director, Bill Tevenworth, and President Daniels advocated for us to have our own little house office to be that bridge and connector between students and community. Since our very beginning, we have been committed to encouraging students to be active citizens and residents in Baltimore. The Center for Social Concern has served as that connector between students and community through community-based learning courses, internships, and weekly service opportunities. We continue to grow our commitment to fostering democratic engagement through fostering relationships with community partners, through electoral initiatives and dialogue initiatives like Hop Talks. We're so excited to be showcasing this history through an exhibit this coming fall, where visitors will have the opportunity to witness the evolution of the Center for Social Concern from the university's chaplain's office to the Office of Volunteer Services to today. The goal is to highlight the commitment and collaboration between students and community partners in shaping and addressing the social political change in Baltimore. The exhibit is designed to invite active dialogue in which visitors were encouraged to critically examine and explore the ways in which Hopkins students have engaged with Baltimore. Thank you so much for your time and attention today for this Hopkins at Home. Thank you for being excited about the Center for Social Concern's history, and we're very excited for our exhibit in the fall of 2026. We hope you'll join us. For more information, you can scan the QR code at the following slide to get involved with our newsletter, or you could stop by the red door right here on Charles Street and get involved with our programs.